It's the Philharmonia Baroque Orchestra asked me to write, it's their first commission ever, and they approached me about it. Nicholas McGegan is their conductor, and they asked me about writing a piece specifically for them to celebrate their 25th anniversary and his 20th anniversary with the Philharmonia Baroque. And also to show audiences that a Baroque orchestra isn't a sound. It doesn't necessarily only mean Baroque music, that it's a sound a composer today could write for and effectively and create something new. And I knew I wanted to write for voices with it, and it needed to be a story. And it was supposed to be a 20-minute commission, and it's now nearly a 40-minute one-act opera. It's like, I guess I really am an opera composer. I can't help myself. But I went to my friend Gene Shear. I've done 2 song cycles with Gene, and we're about to write an opera project. And I went to him with this, and I really wanted to do something that was based on a myth, like a Baroque piece would be, but in a contemporary sense. So, universal, timeless story that has roots in mythology, but is a real story of our time. And we found that the Persephone myth had all of those elements. What Gene did was he read it and he thought, this is basically a story of spousal abuse and rescue. And so he read contemporary stories of spousal abuse. And he came up with this incredibly powerful, beautiful libretto that is about a young woman who finds herself trapped in a dangerously physically abusive marriage. And the woman who comes to rescue her is actually her mother-in-law, not her mother, who has moved away. And the mother-in-law who has to, very much in Dead Man Walking, like the role of Mrs. Desrochers, the convict's mother, has to come to terms with the fact that her child has done this terrible thing, and there's a risk of someone dying if she doesn't step in. And so I found great inspiration in the piece, because again, it's another story about reaching out. How your life, everyone's life, is better when we reach out to each other, when we see someone in need. And so then we had to cast it, and we thought, well, it's an unusual project. We need something unusual to serve the drama. The young woman in the story, we wanted to be a classic soprano. And we asked Isabel Bayrakdarian, the wonderful Isabel Bayrakdarian, and she said yes right away. And then for the role of the mother-in-law, Anne, we decided we wanted a more of a Broadway type soprano. And we thought, well, there's no better singing actor who could do it well and would be right for it than Patti Lupone. And so I thought, she'll never want to do it. She's so busy with other projects, why would she want to do this? Well, the next thing I know, my cell phone rings. Hello? Hi, Jake. My name's Patti Lupone. I understand. And I was so happy. I just laughed on the phone, and she said she would love to do it. And she's really thrilled to be doing a piece that was written specifically for her.
I better blame this childhood. That's the easy way. He'll explain it's not his fault how he treated you today. His brother got the heavens while he was stuck in a hell. To justify his cruelty, that's the story he will tell and tell and tell. Sweet sister.
And it's been a real joy to work with these two great American singing actors who bring so much with them. You know, when you work with great singing actors like that, as I've been blessed to do, you find out more about your piece than you thought was in the piece originally. You know, I pour my heart and soul into it, and Gene pours his heart and soul into it, And then you have these people come in with everything they bring to the table, and a whole universe of possibility opens up because of what they bring, which is what great artists do. So that opens in San Francisco, November 2, 3, 4, 5. And very excited about it. I'm very proud of the music, very proud of the score. Definitely late 20th century, maybe 21st century. But we're not actually, we don't have a director, so we're sort of semi-staging it. We'll be concert, but there are telephones involved, so they'll each have telephones, and they'll, we're trying to do as much as we can with lighting and just very simple. They're such great singing actors that they actually don't need all that much. They're so convincing. And it's like I said, it's just under 40 minutes, so it's just short and powerful and direct. Very excited about it. Very moving. Covers a lot of emotional territory, highs and lows. There's even a great deal of humor in it, which I learned in Dead Man is very, very important. Everyone needs to laugh at some point, and it opens us up. It opens our hearts, and then we see too, between these two women, we see the connection between them build when they can laugh with each other. Redemption at the end, yeah, which is again another very important thing, and we find that when we reach out to other people. I'm very humanistic in my beliefs. I believe in people, and I believe in the human heart, and I believe generosity is one of the highest spiritual planes. And when you reach out to someone else who needs you, you've really reached something very big spiritually. And so I find those themes terribly moving and inspiring, and there's a lot of music. There's a wealth of music in there.
I don't think you should call me anymore.